5 days before deployment orders were issued, the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit was running a scheduled training exercise in Japan. It was cut short mid-operation. The entire force pivoted immediately toward the Persian Gulf. These are not logistics or support personnel. The 31st MEU is a self-contained combat force, capable of amphibious beach landings, port seizures, rapid strike raids, and non-combatant evacuations. That last mission is the one nobody in official briefings wants to highlight right now. The ship transporting them reveals the true scale of this movement. The USS Tripoli is an 855-foot America-class amphibious assault ship. In 2022, it set a naval record operating 19 F-35B stealth fighters simultaneously. It also carries Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft and Seahawk helicopters. This vessel does not transport troops. It launches wars from the water before a single soldier reaches shore. Sailing alongside it are a guided missile cruiser, a guided missile destroyer, and an amphibious transport dock. Commercial satellites tracked the group moving south of Taiwan, placing it more than a week from Iranian waters. That gap matters. This is the single largest military asset transferred out of Indo-Pacific Command since this conflict began. The Navy is betting the Middle East needs this firepower more than the Taiwan Strait. If Beijing decides to test that opening, the consequences will be enormous. The public narrative frames Iran's response as largely symbolic. The actual numbers tell a completely different story. Since late February, Iran has launched over 500 ballistic missiles and nearly 2,000 drones, 60% directed at American military positions across the Gulf. Iran's Revolutionary Guard confirmed targeting at least 27 separate American bases. 13 American service members are confirmed dead. 140 have been wounded, 8 critically. 6 Army reservists from Iowa were killed by a drone strike at a Kuwaiti port on day 2. 6 more died when a military refueling aircraft went down in western Iraq during active combat operations. Naval Support Activity Bahrain, headquarters of America's 5th Fleet, has sustained significant damage. Warehouses destroyed. Communications infrastructure hit. A facility housing over 8,000 military personnel and their families under normal conditions. In Kuwait, friendly fire downed 3 American F-15E Strike Eagles when Allied air defenses mistakenly identified them as enemy targets. All 6 crew survived. But the incident reveals exactly how chaotic this theater has become. This morning, a missile struck the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, destroying part of its air defense system. The Pentagon briefings confirm the first 6 days cost American taxpayers an estimated $11.3 billion, 21 miles wide at its narrowest crossing, 20 million barrels of petroleum passing through it every single day. That is approximately 1/5 of total global oil consumption moving through a single waterway. Within 48 hours of the conflict beginning, Iran declared the strait closed. By midnight on March 2nd, no commercial tankers were transmitting tracking signals inside the waterway. Traffic collapsed 70% within hours, then dropped to near zero. Over 150 vessels anchored outside and refused entry. Iran didn't require a traditional naval blockade. The economics of passage became commercially impossible overnight. Insurance costs exploded. Shipping operators walked away. Here is the detail that changes everything. Iranian oil tankers kept moving. While the strait was officially closed to the entire world, Iranian crude continued flowing toward China, generating war revenue for the very regime running the blockade. Iran didn't just close the strait, it monopolized it. The U.S. Navy declined daily requests for commercial shipping escorts. 3 senior American officials gave 3 completely different answers about escort timelines in the same week. The defense secretary said, "Don't worry." The president told tanker crews to show courage. The Joint Chiefs Chairman said options were being evaluated. 3 officials. 3 answers. No policy.